welcome to our live studio this afternoon. There is a breaking news that the crisis bus has got to another bus stop called ADC. And people have been fingering APC in all the opposition crisis. Are they still going to go back to APC for this, for the problem of ADC? And, let's get to some words, released by Musa Matara, the National Publicity Secretary of ADC. He said, the ADC is not for sale. It belongs to its members, not political merchants or elite deal makers. A lot of statements, let me just pick a few. Say the party leadership had no prior knowledge of these developments and we reject what we call an imposed arrangement. Let me pick another one again, maybe before I allow you to start discussing. The appointments announced at the meeting carry no weight, as they were not ratified by the party's National Executive Committee or a national convention. A lot of statements there. Philip, where do we go from here?
Well,
the coalition are yet to coalesce peacefully, no matter how we look at it.
You see, this is very interesting. That is coming at this time. It shows that we have a long way to go. Not too long ago, we said that it might not be over with the coalition's arrangement.
Yeah.
Because of what we saw that some prominent person that are involved in coalition, if you look at what happened yesterday, they were not there and they were not visible and they were not mentioned. And because of that, we were able to observe that, coalition might still be on the process of being made.
Yeah.
So from what we saw happening now, the National Publicity Secretary of the African Democratic Party, the ADC Congress, has come to say that, look, what has happened is not known to their party constitution. Yeah. That there are process that you need to follow for a decision to be reached by their party, and these decisions were not reached, and that some persons in the party are trying to be political, merchant. They are trying to sell off their party for their own good. In as much as their party is open for everybody to come in, that the people who are coming in should be careful, because what they claim to have,
we are not aware of it.
They are not aware. Said because these things were meant to be ratified from the ward, the local government, the state, and all of that. And he also said the youth leaders, the women leader, the state executive, they're not aware.
Yeah.
So how can you
there's no national executive?
How can you take a decision on behalf of millions of people without them knowing?
All right. I want you to listen to one of the statements, so you pick it up from there. The claim that the ADC has become the platform of the National Opposition Coalition Group is misleading.
Okay, so let me take start my debate or whatever it is from what Shehu Gabam said.
Yeah.
He said that these people clamoring for coalition want to come and take the party up in a violent way. That's I'm quoting him.
Yeah.
He said, with no respect for nobody. And when I saw it in ADC, I said, is it that the ADC was empty before? No, I mean, if I have a house, you say you want to come and help me redo my house, for example. That means I had a house first. ADC had a house. I mean,
no matter how silent the party has been,
silent
or fully registered and still on INEC register.
Even if I'm in the slum, even in my house in the slum, I still had a house. I had a place of covering, and people live in that house. Now, all of a sudden, you brought the chairman of the party, is the interim chairman. You brought secretary of the party. You brought spokesman Bolaji Ojo. I mean, you just brought everybody as if there was nobody in the house before. I knew it's not going to stand because before you know it, so many of these things come, and that's what's coming up now.
Let me come to you. Yeah. This continuous blame of the ruling party, is this sustainable now? Let's be factual.
Well,
can we blame? Can we keep blaming them?
You cannot rule out the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob, because do you see why we cannot rule it out? It's because of the utterances and the body language of the ruling party. The president of this country, who belongs to the ruling party, has said that he derived pleasure. It is his pleasure to see the opposition in disarray. You have also seen from the happening that the entire state, especially the case that came to mind is Delta State and Akwa Ibom, where the city governor of the opposition party and the entire structure of the opposition party move into the ruling party. It shows that there's something that is not open to the public. Either they are being coerced or they are being intimidated or what have you. If this is happening to people who are already in power, you cannot rule out the fact that the opposition, the ruling party, does not have hand in all that is happening in all this opposition party.
Okay, I don't agree. I don't agree with Philip at all. You see, they say before the lizard can get into the wall must be cracked first. Yeah. Before this opposition that we've been accusing, which they have their own side, the ruling party, the ruling party
who also have their own crisis.
Exactly. They have not finished dealing with their own crisis.
Issue, Ganduje issue,
the one we call underlying factors.
Yes.
They have it,
which can kill, make or APC.
He's going to deal with them too. I'm telling you.
Yes.
But it's also not pertinent to know that these guys are the same thing with the ruling party. I can tell you the truth. They are the same old dogs, old tricks that are coming out for power grabbing. And Obi told us, I am not there for power grabbing. I'm looking for what will benefit Nigeria.
No, now, if you notice Obi and El-Rufai's pull back from ADC, because El-Rufai tweeted today, most people didn't get it. El-Rufai has maintained that it is the time of the South. El-Rufai believes in that fairness. No matter what you have against of El-Rufai, he believes in that fairness that it is a Southern candidate that should run at this time. And he has also come to say that, yes, why Tinubu is still a Southerner, that he has not performed well, and he doesn't find any pathway for Tinubu to get to victory, believing there's going to be a transparent election. Now, El-Rufai has not really come out. He has been pushing SDP in some form or alternative. And Peter B has also said he has not accepted to be VP. Meanwhile, he has come out clearly to say he can do one tenure, and handover. This appears to El-Rufai and Obi appear to be in sync. And this also appears to be in sync with what Dr. Baba Ahmed said, that these old cargoes, the likes of Atiku, the likes of David Mark, the likes of
Uche Secondus,
the likes of Uche Secondus, the likes of these who since 1999 has been in circulation. Yes, coalition might need their advice, but they should operate from behind, that they shouldn't be at the forefront. If you pick the voice of Dr. Baba Ahmed, who said himself that it's time for him to even move backward. He even resigned from being an advisor, to the president. If you sync that voice with the voice of obedience, with the voice of Obi, with the voice of El-Rufai, did you see the reason why ADC moving to Atiku, trying to maybe be an Atiku thing or whatever is being reported, might go nowhere?
Well, you see, like when you mention Obi had never in any way resigned from Labour Party.
Certainly.
El-Rufai, with all the announcement of ADC as the coalition party, had not.
He remains SDP.
He had not resigned from SDP. Now, talking about, the ADC, you see, everything is done in a hurry. That's what the Publicity Secretary is complaining about. Why the hurry? In as much as I don't agree with him that the ruling party does not have hand.
They could.
The opposition, or rather those who went and unveiled ADC yesterday, they cannot be excused of causing their own problem. So it was right for the APC to reply that the coalition is dead on arrival. Because if you are trying to correct the wrongs, you don't use wrong to correct wrong. You say you can't place something on nothing. You must prepare your bed very well so that you can lie and sleep properly. But it appears to me that the people who are in the ADC who claim to be coalition, almost all of them are from PDP, and they hastily resigned from PDP yesterday because David Mark letter of resignation came out yesterday and all of that. So if you look at it in total, the people who are going into the coalition, they don't have any plans for the masses. They just want to be in power. And that is not in consonant with what Peter Obi and El-Rufai is yearning for.
Yeah.
They are yearning for a better Nigeria that works
for everyone. As a matter of fact, not to hold brief for El-Rufai, I do know a lot of people have things for everybody. And of course, as a former public officer, most people also have.
Everybody doesn't have to agree with what
everyone doesn't have to agree with you.
Yes.
So as a former public officer, some might also have certain things against him. But he has been an advocate of new faces. He has been advocate of the Senate filled with vibrant young men. National Assembly, the House of Representatives filled with vibrant young men. He has been advocate of, this transition from what we've known before towards what looks like what we want to be. Now, do you think this crisis in ADC might be a blessing in disguise for P2B and Erupts? And somehow, people like Dr. Baba Ahmed, who are operating from behind schedule, and who wishes that elderly people, he even encourage Asiwaju as an APC leader to nominate a young man to represent APC, that would revitalize APC. Do you think this kind of crisis might be blessing in disguise for P2B and Erupts?
Yes, very well. You see, I've always said it. The last time P2B was involved in party politics was when Labour Party, they were factionalizing, and he was following the Nenadi faction. I said, if I was Peter Obi, he has become a big fish.
Yeah.
Don't swim in shallow water. Pull back. Have the obedient movement, which he's having right now, and be a force that will be negotiated. Now, he has done that. You've not heard his voice in ADC. He has quitted that. What he's doing now is make sure he brings in points. He's not just saying, Buhari is not really well. No. He brings in points of where he thinks he's not doing well. So it's a big plus for him. To Erupts, Malam, I will advise Malam, he should stay in one place. Malam should know that he's a force. Maybe he has not realized it.
Yeah.
He's a big force.
Malam alone is a force.
Malam alone, I've said it over. Malam used to
see, there are two forces. Northern forces, Malam Erupts.
Yeah, exactly.
Obi, southern forces with some penetration is a force.
It's a force.
You can't remove it.
Now,
whether you like them or not.
What I would tell Malam, let people come to you. Let a younger generation, when he was FCT,
but that's what he wanted.
When he was FCT minister,
that's what he has said.
When he was FCT minister, Malam drew young generation.
That's what he has been praying.
Now, what he needs to also do at this junction is to put his leg on ground. He's of a small stature. Forget that one. He will bring people and stand in one place. Tell them this is where I am. SDP. You told us, you are not dilly-dallying. You are not saying whether you leave APC or not. You are in one place.
All right, Philip, the issue of coalition is like the business is yet to start. We appreciate that people like David Mark resigning from PDP, that the motive is to help the country grow. But a lot of people are saying that David Mark should be resigning from politics rather than resigning from just PDP.
I actually thought he has resigned from politics.
You thought, but your thoughting has
My
not.
thoughting was not
So, rather than that he should be resigning from politics rather than just resigning from PDP.
You see, David Mark can not fool Nigeria all the time. It is clear that as it were, the coalition that is, we see with David Mark, Atiku Abubakar, Aregbesola, Sule Lamido, and the rest of the secondos. It is not just for power grabbing, but it is to install Atiku using the Nigerian
coalition. Nigeria has
use the name coalition by using the force of Peter Obi and that of Erupts to install Atiku, who could not on his own win an election.
You're good. So now Atiku has always survived on people stepping down. Tamboa used to be one of the favorites, stepping down or whatever. He has never. Let me tell you, you might have it against Asiwaju during the primaries before 2023 election. He said, "Let all of us go to the field
and show strength."
They went to APC primaries. Asiwaju flogged them. And surprisingly, Amechi came second, not even the VP, they're not even Osibanjo.
Yes.
So, Atiku has always thrived on people stepping down or giving him easy driveway. Do you think Atiku's candidacy is a simple, a kind of speedy re-election for Asiwaju?
Of course it is. And that is why this coalition, as is settled in ADC, is not going to work. That is why, you see, that is what the Asiwaju government, yearn for.
Yes.
They want Atiku to be on the ballot.
Yes. So it will be easy for them.
They want the coalition to feed Atiku. And the likes of Erupts and Peter Obi has understand this clearly, that feeding Atiku means wasting of effort. That is why you see that they put back at the last minute of the unveiling of this ADC. ADC would have been unveiled long before now. But for the tenacity of these two men who are saying that, no, we can't do it this way. Let's wait a minute. Let's do this. But the Atiku people were much in a hurry to announce to the public that we have a coalition.
That's right.
Even when the coalition, the promoter of the coalition, the promoter were not there, they still went ahead and unveiled it. Now, what is the outcome? It has come to show that what they have been telling the public is not entirely true about the ADC.
Atiku's desperation to be president. If you go back, why third term is something no Nigerian wants to hear. People said Obasanjo was the one that promoted it. It was thwarted. It didn't succeed. But as at the date, it became clear that third term wasn't going to survive. Obasanjo went in search of a northern president that would replace him, having himself come from the south already for 8 years. He brought one of the best presidents we've had in the recent times, late Musa Matara, in the will of God. It happened along the line. And since, even while Obasanjo, in the second tenure of Obasanjo, Atiku did everything to want to succeed him. But Obasanjo was against it. Even when Atiku was running to Asiwaju that time, the owner of SCM party, so to say, and all that. Then Atiku has it. The other time, it was quoted that Atiku has been contesting in the last 33 years for his 6th time. Atiku contested during Abiola's time. What is this desperation? No, anybody can be president. Atiku in 2014 left PDP to APC simply because he believed Jonathan didn't need to go for second term because it was the turn of the North. Since Yar'Adua couldn't finish his tenure. How come Atiku has not seen issue of the turn of the North or South in his own equation, trying to tell everybody what is interested is who can remove Asiwaju, not who can solve Nigerians do not have problem with Asiwaju. I think somebody needs to let Atiku know that Nigerians do not have problem with Asiwaju. Nigerians just want good governance, safe road that we can travel in, unemployment reduced, maybe a typical Nigerian being able to do business and succeed without this hostile environment that is causing small and medium enterprises to shut down like on daily basis. These are what Nigerians are looking for, not just to remove Asiwaju. If Atiku does not represent this thing, do you think Asiwaju is having a field day in becoming re-elected?
You see, it makes me really angry that Atiku is thinking of ruling. Of running. Or ruling or running. Yeah. He wants to rule Nigeria. He's not destined to rule Nigeria.
But you can't be too sure. The future is mystery.
In his own capacity, which other people never got to. People like the late Yar'Adua, the senior Yar'Adua, wanted a better vision for Nigeria. He recruited everybody from everywhere in this country.
Including Atiku himself.
Including Anene. I mean, from everywhere. Ibadan politician, everybody, they were with him. And he couldn't get it. By providence, his brother came and ruled too. At least a Yar'Adua has become president of this country.
Yeah.
Atiku should be preparing people from his children or somebody close to him. Even, what's it called? David Mark. David Mark has a daughter that is doing the 3rd term in National Assembly. She was supposed, in fact, she was rumored to have been one of the people that they were preparing to be Speaker of the House. Yes, she's a political force. Malam right now has a son that is in National Assembly. Yeah. These people should try and tutor and bring up their children or their people that have followed them for a long time to make sure they come up, not to try to think that you can solve the problem of Nigeria. They are slower than they used to be. I've always said it. When some of my friends called me before Asiwaju came that we should support him, I said, And the Asiwaju of Lagos is not the Asiwaju that is coming now. He's slower. He can't move. To rule Nigeria, a country of more than 20 million, 200 million, you can't move
Only a
about.
village with their counts. Okay, we are Africans. Do you think Asiwaju did something like this for the coalition?
You asked me before that if we can excuse the ruling party from the problem of
exactly.
You see, I've answered to you that you can't excuse them. That is the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau. You see, Asiwaju is a politician. He's a businessman. He wants to remain in power.
He's a businessman. Which business?
So that he can
which
do
business was he known
for? He's a political businessman. So whatever in Africa, you do everything to do your business. If he believes in African tradition and powers, and if he can work for him, and it's working for you, you don't have him to blame. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to fast and pray so that God can help you to achieve your. So I don't know whether he did this or not, but whatever it is,
the error is becoming too much. Because let me tell you, like he said, yes, it takes two to tango.
Yes.
But let's excuse APC for a while. I know you are going to argue that. Let's try to excuse APC and excuse Asiwaju.
Yes.
What is it that is wrong with these people putting up this coalition together? There's no deadline in the next 1 month, 2 months.
Let me continue. It's not those who are putting the coalition together. It's some of those who came to the coalition. They are greedy.
Yes.
That's what is
the
wrong.
initial person was Erupts and P2B.
And they are still focused.
And they are focused.
And they know where they are going. They have not changed their mind. And we have said it on this table. These two people have forces, both in the north and the south. That is enough to
win election,
to deliver this country,
even though there is still
rescue this country,
even though there is still horse race.
So what is wrong with those in coalition that is having problems is because they are greedy and desperate for power. They also want to grab power, just like the way APC grab power from.
Does this thing confirm what Wike said, that Amechi is not hungry, that Amechi is only hungry for power? Because since 1999 he has been. It's only these last 2 years that he was not in power.
You see why I will not confirm or say otherwise of the statement of Wike, because in this point in time, Amechi is not here. We don't Amechi. Is not there at that of Valley. So Amechi from the grapevine is still with Erupts and Peter Obi.
All right.
So you cannot say it's power.
So your party works.
These people should step back.
Like Baba Ahmed said.
All of them.
Yes.
Atiku, they should step back and give them words of wisdom. I said, this is where we fail, don't pass here. This is where we fail, don't pass here. Pass here. They should stop looking for power to grab.
Right, ADC in turmoil, more developments coming, and we'll get those information across to you as it comes to us. This is Landslide News. We'll be right back.